Good morning, students. Higher secondary second year, computer science, unit 2, lesson 6, control structures, part 3. Remember the headings that we studied in the last class. First of all, control structures. In control structure, there are the three different statements. One, sequential statement. Second one, alternative or branching statement. Third one, iterative or looping statement. In alternative or branching statement, we learnt a simple if statement, if else statement, if, elif, else, nested statement. In iterative or looping statements, there are two types of statements there. First structure is while, second iterative structure is the for statement. In this class, we are going to study about the nesting loop. What is nesting loop? A loop placed within another loop is called as nested loop structure. A loop placed within another loop is called as nested loop structure. One can place a while within another while. One can place a while within another while. Second one, for within another for. Third one, for within while or while within for to construct such nested loops. There are four types of nested loop structure we can build. First one, while within the another while. Second one, for within the for within the while within the for. This is the program to illustrate the use of nested loop for within while loop. Here, this is the example. This for structure is within the while structure. Here, while is the outermost loop, for is the innermost loop. First of all, the I value is 1. In the while, the condition is checked here. I equal to 1, so the condition is true. The control transfers to the inside for loop. The for loop, in the for loop, the range is between the 1 and I value is 1 to 1. So, the range is 1 to 1. So, this print statement is executed one time. So, the j value is printed. Here j is the value of I, that is 1. So, 1 is printed as shown in the output. 1 is here printed. Print end backslash n. So, the control transfers from the for loop. Now, the print statement is generated. So, end equal to backslash n. Backslash n means a new line is here printed. Here new line is printed. So, in the next cycle, 1 and 2 is printed in the next line. The next cycle, I value reaches to 2. I plus equal to 1 means I equal to I plus 1. So, I equal to 1 plus 1, that is equal to 2. So, here in this while structure, I is again checked. I value is 2 less than or equal to 6. This condition is true. So, the j value, the value of j range between the 1 and 2. Here I value is 2. So, 1 and 2. So, 1, 2 is printed here. Similarly, in the next cycle, the I value reaches the 3. So, 1, 2, 3 is printed by using this print statement. And so on. At the end, 1 to 5 is printed. So, we can use this pattern by using this program. This is called the nested loop. The nested loop, this type of loop is called the nested loop. Here for is within the while structure. We are going to see this example by using the IDLE window. By opening the IDLE window, file open, nested loop. Here the for is within the while structure. The for is within the while structure. The pattern is given as shown in below by using the run module 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 5. This is the example for nested loop structure. Here the for structure is built within the while structure. Here for structure is built within the while structure. Jump statements in Python. Next of all, we are going to see about the jump statements. What is jump statement? The jump statement in Python is used to unconditionally transfer the control from one part of the program to another. The jump statement in Python is used to unconditionally transfer. It transfers the control unconditionally from one part of the program to another part of the program. There are three types of jump statements in Python. One break statement, second one continue statement, third one pause statement. In C++ only two break statements, two jump statements are allowed, break and continue. We already learned this in the previous year. Here in the Python, there are three types of jump statements. Pause statement is additional one. In this lesson, we are going to see about the break statement and the example of breaks, the demonstration of illustration of a break statement and working of a break statement and example of break statement, and also we are going to see about the continue statement and pause statement. In the break statement, the break statement terminates the loop containing it. Control of the program flows to the statement immediately after the body of the loop. A while or for loop will iterate till the condition is tested false, but one can even transfer the control out of the loop terminate with help of break statement. When the break statement is executed, the control flow of the program comes out of the loop. The control flow of the program comes out of the loop and start executing the segment of the code after the loop structure. If the break statement is inside a nested loop inside another loop, break will terminate the innermost loop only. If break statement is inside a nested loop, break will terminate the innermost loop only, not the outermost loop. The innermost loop only terminated. So the break statement is used to terminate the loop containing it. Then it terminates the control from the innermost loop to the outermost of the loop. Here it is the syntax of break statement, simply break. In C++, we use this as the break semicolon. Here semicolon is not allowed here. In Python, simply you type the keyword break. This is the syntax for break statement. The execution of the break statement. Here by using it is illustrated by using the flow chart. The control transfers to the loop structure. Now the condition is checked. If condition is false, exit the loop. If it is true, it comes towards the break statements. If the break structure, if the break statement is written within the if structure, the break statement is written within the if structure. If the condition is true here, the condition is true here, break statement is executed. When the break statement is executed, the control transfers outside the loop. The control transfers from the control transfers to the outside of the loop, that is exit the loop. The control exits the loop. The remaining part of the body of the loop doesn't execute. The remaining part of the body of the loop doesn't execute. So when break statement is evaluated, the control transfers to the outermost of the loop. This is the illustration of the execution of break statement. The working of break statement in for loop and while loop is shown in below. The working of break statement in for loop and also while loop is shown below. Here first the break statement is inside the for loop. Here the break statement is inside the for loop. Here if this condition is true, the break statement is evaluated. Now the control is transferred to the code outside of the for loop. The control transfers to the code outside of the for loop. The inside the for loop, the code inside the for loop doesn't execute here. The control transfers to the outside the for loop. Next one, here the break statement is within the while loop. The break statement is within the while loop. When the break statement is evaluated, the control inside the loops are skipped. Inside the code, inside the while loop are skipped and transfers the control to the outside of the while loop. They transfers the control code for outside the while loop. This is the working of the break statement in the for loop and while loop. Totally, the break statement terminates the current loop. The break statement terminates the current loop. This is an example to illustrate the use of break statement inside the for loop. This is the example for example program to illustrate the use of the break statement inside the for loop. Here for word in jump statement. Here there are the 14 characters. In the jump statement, in the two words, there are 14 characters here. So this for loop will be executed 14 times. But here one condition is here. If word equal to e break. So here break statement is situated within the for loop. When the word equal to e, the word equal to in the first iteration j. So there is not match, j doesn't equal to e. So break statement doesn't evaluated. Print word is printed, so j is printed. Similarly ump space stat are printed like this. When it reaches e, the e iteration, the word equal to e. So e equal to e, it is true. Then break statement is evaluated. So the syntax of the break statement is it terminates the current loop. Here the for is the current loop, so it terminates the for loop and breaks through the outside of the control breaks towards the outside of the current loop. So the remaining part of this word doesn't displayed here. The output is up to the stat. The characters up to the before the e is displayed here. Here jump stat only displayed. We are going to the ideal window. Open the break statement. Break inside the for loop. Here break is situated inside the for loop. Break is situated inside the for loop. When the word reaches e, it breaks the current loop. So the remaining part of this word doesn't displayed in the execution. So now check the model by using the run model. Here the word jump statement, the characters displayed here jump space stat only. The remaining part of the statements, the remaining part of the characters doesn't displayed after the keyword E, after the word E. This is the example for break statement inside the for loop. This is the another example for break statement inside the for, but here else is also used with the for loop. The else is the part of the for loop. So, if the break statement is executed, the else part is also not else part is also skipped here. If break statement is executed, else part also not executed here. Here, when it reaches E, the word reaches E equal to E, it is true. So, break statement is evaluated. So, here E is not displayed here, and control transfers to the outside of the for loop. Here outside of the for loop means after the else only. So, this else case is not displayed here. Here in the else structure, print end of the loop, this statement is used here. This statement doesn't executed here because the break statement terminates whole the for structure. So, the else case also not evaluated here. So, the control transfers to the outside the for loop, that statement to the statement, this print statement end of the program. So, the output is jump stat and end of the program. We are going to illustrate this use of the break statement inside the for loop with the else case by using the IDLE window. By using the IDLE window, open the module, break inside for loop. In this example, else case is also used. Here else case is also used. Else is the part of the for loop. Here else is the part of the for loop. We already learned in the previous class. Else is the part of the for loop. So, when break statement is evaluated, it leaves the else statement also. It leaves the else statement also. So, the control transfers to the outermost of the for loop, that is through to the this print statement. Here it prints the end of the program. So, J is printed first, U is also printed. When comes to the this character E, word is E equal to E, so it is matches with the E. Then break statement is evaluated, so it leaves the statements after this break statements, that is this print and else case, and control transfers to the outside of the for loop, that is the end of the program is displayed. We have to check this program by using the run module. Here jump stat is displayed. The end of the loop not displayed here. Note this part. The end of the loop is not displayed here. End of the program is displayed here. This end of the program is in the end of the program statement. The print statement is used in the outermost of the for loop. Here outermost of the for loop. So, the break statement terminates the for loop. Simply saying, the break statement terminates the for loop and transfers the control from the for loop to the outermost of the for loop. This is the illustration of the use of the break statement in the for structure. Next statement in the jump statements, second one continue statement. Second one continue statement. What is the use of continue statement? This statement, unlike the break statement, this statement is used to skip the remaining part of a loop and start with the next iteration. It is not break up the for structure or while structure, but it skips the remaining part of the loop after the continuous statement and begins to the next iteration, and it begins the next iteration of the current structure, current loop structure. It begins the next iteration of the current loop structure. Here is the syntax of the continuous statement. Simply type the continue keyword. In C++, we are studying this like the continue semicolon. Here semicolon is not used in the Python. Simply type the continue only. This is the syntax of continue statement. The difference between continue and break statement is the break statement terminates the current loop structure, but the continue statement doesn't terminates the current structure, but it skips the remaining part of the loop of the current iteration and start the next iteration of the current loop. The execution of the continuous statement. The execution of the continuous statement, it is illustrated by using the flow chart. The control is enter into the loop structure. Now the test expression is evaluated. If it is true, the body of the loop is executed, and this cycle is terminated when the test expression is false and the control reaches the exit of the loop. But in the continuous section, if the continuous section is true, the continue keyword is executed. The continue keyword skip the remaining part of the body of the loop, the remaining code of the body of the loop. It skips the remaining coding of body of the loop and transfers the control to the next iteration, not to the exit of the loop. The break statement exits the loop, but here continue doesn't exit the loop, but it continues to the next iteration. It continues to the next iteration. This is the execution of the continuous statement. The working of continuous statement in for and while structure. The working of continuous statement in for and while structure. First of all, we are use this continuous statement in the for structure. Second one, we are using the continuous statement in the while structure. In the for structure, it leaves the code inside the for loop and not break the structure to the and control transfers to the outside the for loop. Doesn't like the execution of the break statement, but it continues to the next iteration of the for loop. But it continues to the next iteration for loop. Similarly, here it continues the next iteration of the while structure. It leaves the coding inside the while loop and it continues the next iteration. This is the working of the continuous statement in for and while structure. In your book, it is wrongly printed. In your book, it is wrongly printed. The control transfers to the outside the for loop. You see the book, that is wrongly printed. You correct that picture as like here by the red line. You correct the pictures in the book as like this red line. The control transfers to the next iteration of the loop. In your book, it printed as the control is transfers to the outside of the loop. So that is not correct. This it transfers the next iteration of the current loop. So correct it in your book. Program to illustrate the use of continuous statement inside the for loop. This is the program to illustrate the use of continuous statement. Here for word in jump statement, there are 14 characters are here. So when the for loop is evaluated for 14 times, it must be executed for the 14 times. This loop is executed, but here we are giving the continue keyword inside the for loop. E word equal to E continue. That means when it reaches E, the remaining part of the for loop doesn't execute here. The remaining part of the loop doesn't execute here, but it continues the next iteration. So here in the output is also wrongly printed in your book. The output is also here. Here you can see this jump statement E is also printed here. This is wrong, but you correct it as like this. Jump statement. Don't write the E here in your book. Correct it. Jump stat MNT. Here, when E is evaluated, when they comes towards the iteration of E, first iteration is the J, second iteration U. Similarly, when it reaches E, the word reaches E equal to E. So, continue is evaluated. The print word statement is not evaluated now. So, the control transfers to the for the next iteration of the for, that is the M. So, M is printed here. E is not printed, M is printed. Similarly, this E is also not printed because if word equal to E, the continue statement is evaluated, it skips the remaining part of the loop, the remaining part of the for loop, and transfers the controls to the next iteration, that is N. So, two E's are not printed here. So, correct this output in your 12th standard computer science book. This is demonstrated by using the IDLE window 3.7.4. Open the continue statement, continue inside for. Already typed this program. Program to illustrate the use of continue statement inside the for loop. Here, continue statement is placed within the for loop structure. The continue statement is placed within the for loop structure. It doesn't print the two letters E only. It doesn't print the E only. So, run this program by using the F5 key or run model. The jump statement, but E is not printed here. The two E's are not printed here. End of the program also printed. This is the demonstration of illustration of continue statement inside the for loop. Next statement, pause statement. What is the use of pause statement? The pause statement in Python programming is a null statement. This pause statement in C program, the pause statement is not available there. Only two statements are there. One is a break statement, and only two jump statements are available in C++, jump and break and continue statements. But in the Python coding, there are three jump statements. One is break statement that terminates break statements, that uses to terminate the break, uses to break the loop structure. Second one, continue statement that terminates the remaining part of the loop and continues to the next iteration. And last and final one, that is the pause statement. In Python programming, it is a null statement. Pause statement, when executed by the interpreter, it is completely ignored. It is completely ignored the structure, whole structure. Nothing happens when pause is executed. It results no operation. Pause means no operation, or it means null statement. Pause statement can be used in if class as well as within the construct loop. It is with the if class only within the loop construct. When you do not want any statements or commands within that block to be executed. When you do not want any statements or commands within that block to be executed, syntax of the pause statement is simply pause. Syntax of the pause statement is simply pause. Program to illustrate the use of pause statement. This is the program to illustrate the pause statement. Here, a equal to int of input of enter any number. This statement is studied in the 5th chapter. Here we are type the any number in the terminal keyboard, that is assigned to the value of a. For example, if we type value 0, 0 is transferred to a. If a equal to 0, if a value is 0, pass is executed. Here pass is executed. So null value is printed. Here see this, when the above code is executed, if the input value is 0, then no action will be performed. For all the other input values, the output will be as follows. The output is for all the values, enter any number 3, non-zero value is accepted. Here non-zero value is accepted. If a is not equal to 0, then else case is evaluated. Here in the else case, this print statement is executed. Non-zero value is accepted. So the answer is for 3, enter any number 3, non-zero value is accepted. We are going to see this by using the IDLE window. File open. Pass statement. This program is illustrate the use of the illustrate the use of pass statement. Get the value from the keyboard by using the input statement. If the value is 0, pass. For example, run this program by using run model. If we give the value 0 to the a, there is no statement is displayed here. There is no statement is displayed here. That is called pass is the null statement. Here pass is the null statement. If you give the value other than 0, then what message is printed? Non-zero value is accepted. This message is printed in the screen. If we give the any value other than, for example, I give this value 55 to a. Now the display it displayed as non-zero value is accepted. Non-zero value is accepted. The message is displayed. If the value is not 0, other than the 0, for the value other than the 0, for the value assigned to a, the message is printed, non-zero value is accepted. This message is printed. Otherwise, null statement is printed. If you give the value 0, null statement is printed. This is the illustration of pass statement. The next example, another example, to illustrate the use of the pass statement in the for loop. The pass statement in the for loop. Here, the pass statement is placed inside the for structure. The pass statement placed inside the for structure. Here, computer, this keyword contains the 3, 6, 8 characters. The computer keyword contains the 8 characters. So this loop evaluated for 8 times, but the pass statement is situated here. So none of the statement is evaluated or executed in the for structure, because we are using the pass statement is here. So the control directly transfers to the end of the loop. In this statement, end of the loop structure will be built in future. This message is printed here. So the for structure is not evaluated here, and simply it passes away from the for structure, and control transfers to the end of the outside of the for structure, and control transfers to the outside of the for structure. Here the print statement is evaluated here. We are going to seeing this illustration by using the Python IDLE window. Pass statement in the for loop. In this example, we illustrate this pass statement in the for loop. Here this is the for loop. Inside the for loop, we are placing the pause statement. The pause statement is placed inside the for loop. Here computer contains the 8 characters, so it should be run for 8 times, but we are placed here pause statement inside the for loop. So the control transfers to the outside of the for loop, that statement through the statement, this print statement. In the print statement, the message is loop structure will be built in future. So the output is simply loop structure will be built in future. The loop structure will be built in future. This is the simple output. So in the pause statements, it is used for the null statement. In the pause statement, it is used for the null statement. This is the illustration of the use of pause statement in the for loop. That's all, students. Thanks for watching.